is going to take his life.
20 vets are lost to suicide each day.
That's a figure that's dumbfounding.
See how the men and women of our military are getting the help they need for free.
We veterans need to be the example of what a man can endure and overcome.
Plus, a plastic surgeon and a nurse help kids around the world. Hear more about their inspiring story, all on today's 700 Club Interactive. Well, welcome to the show. Here's Efren Graham with this week's top 5 stories from Studio 5.
At number 5.
My husband and I went to Israel 4.5 years ago and had one of the most life-transforming experiences ever.
That life-transforming trip has now given birth to Kathy Lee Giffords' latest book, out this week.
The Rock, the Road, and the Rabbi.
Yes.
Beautiful book. What inspired you to want to tackle this? You've written best-selling books already. What inspired this?
You know, I've been going to Israel, I've been going to the Holy Land since I was 17 years old. I was a big Bible nerd from the time I became a Christian when I was 12 years old. I've been an actress all my life as well, too, so I'm very cinematic in the way I think. And I wanted to be able to picture Jesus in these settings and picture all of the heroes of the Bible and even the anti-heroes, you know? I wanted it to come to life for me off the pages of the scripture.
At number 4.
This is not the time for no respect for our history and our legacy.
Baltimore pastor Jamal Bryant is one of 18 real-life voices actress, author, and activist Anna Deavere Smith brings to life in her one-woman show turned HBO film, Notes from the Field.
You can see the pain in a man's face, you know what I'm saying? And then they pulled around on Mount Street and they pulled him out again. And they put leg shackles on him. You put leg shackles on a man that could barely walk to the paddy wagon? That don't make sense to me.
It's an eye-opening look at America's justice system.
How emotional does this get for you? I know watching it, I'm often moved to tears.
I will say that when I was on the road, actually doing the interviews, which is a lot of work in a brief amount of time, that is an emotional experience. And I think I was a very strict mother. Anything involving my kids, I was very involved. I used to even go at nighttime and smell them. One of the characters that I portray, or real people that I portray in Notes from the Field, is a woman named Denise Dotson, who is incarcerated in the Maryland Correctional Institute for Women and is getting her college degree because Goucher College, a local college, has a program there. And, you know, sitting with somebody like Denise, who's really transformed her life, and to know that it's going to be very hard for her to get, you know, the governor to let her out, I would say that's where I have my emotional experiences.
Notes from the Field is available on HBO and other streaming platforms right now. At number 3.
This shirt saves lives.
Check your Instagram feed, gospel music fans. Some of your favorite artists are using their platform to raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital with the This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt campaign. Pastor William McDowell, Erica Campbell, J.J. Hairston, Jacqueline Carr, and Casey J. are among those showing their support.
I would love for you to join me and be a partner in hope for St. Jude.
At number 2. A member of one of the best-selling girl groups of all time, TLC, is sharing the story of her return to faith. Here's video of Rosanda Chili Thomas meeting the pastor of Amazing Facts Christian Media, Doug Batchelor, at last week's National Religious Broadcasters Convention.
Hi, thank you.
Chili also posted this photo on Instagram with the message, "I cannot believe I just met my hero and pastor, Pastor Doug, and his lovely wife, Karen. Thank you, Jesus."
We're very blessed to have timeless music. I think truth resonates to everybody. It's like, okay, I can relate to that. That's true. That happened to me.
At number 1.
This is our Father. Can you help us find him, please?
Disney's much-anticipated film A Wrinkle in Time hits American theaters with an all-star cast.
We see young Meg, she struggles with not liking all of herself. You three are powerful, strong, confident women. When was the last time you dealt with that struggle of not liking a part of yourself?
Are you kidding? I have that so frequently. I think it's a daily struggle. I think, you know, I think turning 40 was a big marker for me of, wow, I'm gonna release caring about what other people think of me. It's something shifted in me. I don't know exactly why, but I don't feel like I'm here to care about other people's opinions anymore.
You say it at 40, but it's not over until like you're really 50.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You still have a little bit left, right? Don't you?
Oh yeah.
It keeps showing up. Yeah.
Yeah,
After 52, 53, it's over.
Really?
Yeah, it's over. It's
Okay.
over. You just
That's
don't.
good to know.
Yeah,
Things to look
it's good
forward
to know.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
I struggle with it all the time. I think that one of the nice things about doing a movie like this, where the central message is to love yourself, is that you can't be someone who's a star of a movie like this and be like, I don't love myself. Like, you have to project that, and so by saying it, you believe it. And I believe it to be true. I just have to remind myself.
Well, I'm a little older, so I'm not struggling with it. But I will say this: that I would say that in the movie, this is the funniest thing. The moment where Ava says to me, tell her, be a warrior, turn around and say, I was struggling with just walking on the beams. So I'm playing this, you know, celestial, powerful being. So I turn around and I go, be a warrior. Can you? And I go, can somebody get me down?
A Wrinkle in Time is in American theaters March 9th.
My father's alive. We believe he is, and we're here to help you find him. We are in search of warriors.
Warriors who serve the good and the light in the universe.
Well, Efren's here with more, and let's kick it off with Wrinkle in Time. What do you think? Is it going to be good?
Yes, this is one of the movies I watch, and I'm glad I have a daughter because she is going to be so excited to see this film. As a matter of fact, my daughter doesn't watch.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. It is very well done.
And you took your daughter?
I'm taking her March 9th. It opens on Friday. Taking her March 9th. I've already secretly ordered her all the dolls from this film.
It's not a secret anymore.
No, well, she probably won't watch. But she doesn't watch.
One of her friends might be watching.
And they'll tell her.
Let her know.
She's got all of them coming her way.
You pre-ordered everything.
I did.
You're like a super fan already.
I love the film, and it's just such a celebration of young women. It's beautifully done. It's directed by Ava DuVernay, who was actually asked to first direct Black Panther, and she turned it down and passed it on to her friend Ryan Coogler, but did this film. And what really informed her telling this story is the girl is trying to find her father, fictionally, who's lost in some scientific world. But Ava DuVernay lost her father to death right before taking the film. And this allowed her to dive into that experience because her and her father were really close. And for her to lose him, she has no children of her own, but they had a great relationship. So now she explores that loss. And then to get that all-star cast, Reese Witherspoon, Oprah Winfrey, a young girl named Storm Reed, who's a strong believer. She's in the film as well. It's very well done. I think people will be pleased to see it.
All right. Any reaction to the release date? Because it seems to be right on top of Black Panther.
It is.
And so you have the same studio competing with itself.
Yeah, Disney releases its next Disney big film. They're hoping it's going to do well. And I can say for Disney, they call it the Disney machine. They have poured everything into publicizing this film. And they're probably thinking, okay, Black Panther's had a strong run. At least this will come along and do well against it.
Okay, and you want it to do well.
I want it to do well.
You're rooting for it.
Yes, I've seen Black Panther twice, so now we'll go see The Wrinkle in Time.
All right, you took your boys to that one, right? Okay. Well, let's go on to TLC. What do you think?
What an amazing story. You know, I knew she was a woman of faith at one point and had drifted, but I did not know of her return. She said she has spent the last 2 years watching Doug Batcher online, and it just reminded her of what she was missing and what she lost, and has spent the last 2 years watching, following, praying, and studying. And when she found out that he was going to be at NRB, she flew to Nashville to see him immediately because she'd always wanted to meet him. And then when she found out he was that close to her,
Well,
she had to say
from the meeting, it looks like they knew each other. Am I missing something?
They had only talked on social media.
Oh.
They had only talked on social media. She actually was a fan just following him online. That was their first time actually meeting in person. And she was overjoyed. You have, this big-time celebrity overjoyed with meeting a minister who she's followed. It just goes to speak to the power of streaming, television, and putting the gospel out there, just like we've been doing all these years. You never know who's watching and who's blessed by it. And she says, I've spent the last 2 years watching you, and it's because of you that I've come back to Christ.
Yay.
I'm very excited. That's beautiful.
Yay, God.
You got it. And imagine how many people who see that and see her now follow the same path because they're big fans.
All right, well, let's talk about another super celebrity, Kathy Lee Gifford. Got a new book coming out.
It is a
What do you think?
book. I love, I met her for the first time in that interview. And you see Kathy Lee Gifford on television.
We got to get your budget for rooms up.
I know.
We'll get that. You're staying at Motel 6 or something and having Kathy Lee Gifford.
But I will say, I had no idea of the depth of her biblical knowledge. She took 4 rabbinical trips to Israel to write this book because she loves the Word of God, but wanted to dive even deeper to really just live what she's been reading on the pages. And she could talk. Literally, I think I asked her one question about that book, and that's the whole interview. She is in that much love with visiting Israel. She skipped her high school graduation to go to Israel.
Wow, that I didn't know.
It started early. Yeah, she did not go to her high school graduation because that was her first chance to go to Israel.
Way back when, the early days of CBN, this is something you may not know, Kathy Lee Gifford used to come to a tiny UHF station on Spratley Street in Portsmouth, Virginia, Channel 27.
Wow.
And she said, I would sing my little heart out. And this was back in the early 1970s.
She reminded me that she came here, I guess, with her sister as well. Her sister was singing at the time, too.
Yeah, they were a duet. And this was before all that's happened with her life and her amazing fame. So you never know who has a CBN.
A very strong woman of faith. Beautiful.
All right, well, for all the latest in entertainment news, check out Ephraim's weekly show. It's called Studio 5. And you can watch it online at cbn.com/Studio5. And Ephraim, we'll see you again next week.
I'll be back.
Well, coming up, the danger soldiers face after serving our country.
We're literally losing 20 vets a day to suicide because they don't have access to proper care. That's a figure that's dumbfounding, and we ought to be alarmed by that.
See how this man is working to change things when we come back. Well, according to Collateral Damage Project, a nonprofit, more veterans lose their lives to post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury than combat. This group hopes to stop veterans from committing suicide by providing treatment free of charge. Take a look.
Now we're getting into the personality assessments, the MMPI.
Clinical psychologist Dr. Timothy Barclay is a busy guy. In addition to teaching psychology to the next generation at Liberty University, Barclay also helps patients at a private practice.
In the areas of the brain that are underfunctioning, we would seek to increase that activity.
Prior to this life, Barclay was all about the military and law enforcement. He served in the Army and then 20 years as a police officer. In all walks, he seeks to save, and now that passion is rescuing veterans on the verge of ending it all.
And it was actually through my years on the police department that I was exposed to, mental health and mental illness, dealing with people in crisis all the time, that I really became interested in the work of psychology.
Estimates indicate a military veteran commits suicide each hour of each day. Barclay says treating veterans has been frustrating because many take 10 or more psychiatric medications.
You're not really treating the core issue, because what you're looking at is all the synergistic side effects of the combination of medications, and it made treatment very difficult.
Plus, he says the treatment needed to get to the core of complex trauma is rarely covered by insurance, and Barclay believes that adds up to a broken system.
So it was last year just really thinking about this in earnest, and how can I circumvent this? What can I do to really treat the population that I'm truly passionate about, but without giving these services away and going bankrupt in the process. It was like a light bulb that went off. Well, the only way to really do that effectively is through a nonprofit organization and to raise funds and to do what we do here in private practice, but to offer that to veterans.
That idea led to the Collateral Damage Project, or CDP, to help vets battling post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, and depression.
And the current state of affairs of what, how we see all these veterans suffering and committing suicide, they're basically collateral damage to our current system.
The main goal of Collateral Damage Project is restoring what war has taken. And those associated with the organization say they recognize that veterans were willing to give their lives for us and our country, that the least they can do is offer them the best kind of care at no cost.
So anybody who has a passion and a heart for vets, understanding the current crisis that we're literally losing 20 vets a day to suicide because they don't have access to proper care, that's a figure that's dumbfounding. And we ought to be alarmed by that. So people who are compelled by that needs to give to this organization.
As funds come in, CDP will offer veterans an intense 4-week program, including brain mapping, trauma-focused psychotherapy, and non-invasive brain stimulation techniques.
So the red color that we're seeing here on the sides of the brain basically are telling you that this person has an overactive mind, maybe an aggressive disorder of some sort?
Well, they would have some emotional dysregulation, some aggressive type tendencies.
The program will also offer a year of follow-up care for free. Therapist and retired Army chaplain Dr. David Mickelson works with Barclay.
CDP is going to be a great program. I think the genius of that is bringing together multiple methods of treating trauma, doing it in a very intense format, which is great for military folks. I mean, they're used to an intense environment, and they'll do well in that environment. And then bringing it all under the gospel of Jesus Christ and recognizing that spiritual renewal and redemption is part of every warrior's story. It's going to be great.
Currently, Dr. Barclay is treating veterans here in the Lynchburg, Virginia area as they trickle into his local treatment center. But his goal is to expand it to a large-scale center, treating the most severe cases of PTSD and TBI for veterans across the country. One of those patients is retired Marine Isaac Coley.
I could sit here and tell you, the normal symptoms of nightmares, of sleepwalking. My wife actually had to sleep with a pillow in between us because of how violent I would get in my sleep. So I had the VA that would pop me full of pills and medications, and I had the support groups, and I couldn't find what I needed.
Coley says the treatments and spiritual aspect made a huge difference, including saving his marriage. On top of that, his medications went from as many as 10 to just 1. Would you say you're a walking miracle?
I don't know. I don't know if I would say that, because that seems to give me a little bit too much credit. I think that when you first said that, what came to mind was all of the miracles that have happened in my life to bring me to where I am by the glory of God and by His divine leading through people like Tim Barclay and the CDP program.
Coley now wants to spread the word about Collateral Damage Project to fellow veterans.
A couple nights ago, a friend of mine called me. He's going to take his life. And I told him, I said, no. I said, we veterans need to be the example of what a man can endure and overcome.
Mark Martin, CBN News, Lynchburg, Virginia.
We need to take care of our veterans. I think we need to stop calling it a disorder, but post-traumatic injury. You get exposed to what they're exposed to on a battlefield. You can't help but come away with some kind of trauma as a result of that, and we need to take care of them. If you want more information about the Collateral Damage Project, just go to their website, collateraldamageproject.org. Well, still ahead, they've brought smiles to the faces of thousands of children over the past 35 years. The founders of Operation Smile join us live. That's next. Well, Bill and Kathy join us now live, and thanks for being with us. Take me back to that very first trip to the Philippines, and what happened on it? It obviously changed things for you. What happened?
Well, 35 years ago, we were both asked to join a group in the Philippines. I have in the pediatric nursing background, Bill, the plastic surgery pediatric background. And we joined this group. We took our oldest daughter, had no idea what we were about to see. We had never been out of the United States. And lo and behold, we landed in Naga City. Hundreds and hundreds of kids surrounded us, families begging us to take care of their child. And honestly, we could only take care of maybe 40 of them. That's all the supplies we had. We were sort of overwhelmed. Chills were up and down our bodies saying, what do we do? How do we take care of these kids? And we went, it's the thing that drove us. We could do this. We had the skills. We would get the people, and we would return and take care of the rest of those children. Lo and behold, more showed up the next time. So that was it. Now we're in 60 countries. We took care of 20,000 children this year.
Now, I've been to Naga City, and I know what you experienced.
Yeah.
So for our viewers who may not have gone to a third world country, and that is, for the Philippines, that's about as remote as you get.
That's right.
Were you at all prepared for what you were getting ready to get into?
We had no idea. I mean, people basically had the clothes on their backs. These families were like begging at us, and there were only 14 of us. We're in the middle of this room, not so big, really hot, and they were just inching up to us like, take my child, take my child. And we were so overwhelmed. Honestly, it was something that it's stuck in your mind forever.
Yeah. And I think most people don't understand what it's like to be day to day, where your income is $1 a day.
That's right.
And if your child has a medical problem, there's no way. I mean, there's no path forward. It's not a question of working harder, or there's no way. So if you are standing there and you have the ability, they're going to say, I've got to get to you. Bill, let me ask you, I guess, more a medical problem. In the U.S., we don't see that because it's all taken care of in the first week. The operation is done, and life moves on. Why is there such a prevalence?
Well, it's probably nutritional. It's genetic to some extent. It's it's a multiple things. Nobody knows exactly. We actually have the largest genetic study of clefts in the world now. We've collected 14,000 genetic specimens. They house at USC. And at some point in time, if we're able to raise the money, the millions of dollars that are necessary, we can study them and come up with causes. But I think that bottom line is, as I reflect back on those first days, there was incredible guilt. The people weren't mad at us for not taking care of their kids. They said, thanks for trying, which was even worse emotionally for us. And it gave us this thing of, oh my God, man, we have to do something about it. Thank God someone came into my office and said, you ought to, call Pat Robertson or write to him.
Exactly.
And I wrote your dad a letter. A week later, he wrote back and said, that's no problem. I'll be glad to help you with the funding. Boom, we're off. And that's really was the genesis of Operation Smile. Now, like Cass said, I mean, we probably operated on close to 300,000 kids. We'll put out 160 missions this year, 12,000 medical volunteers. But I think it's because people are good around the world. There's goodness everywhere. And when people see that they can do something in as little as 45 minutes, change a kid's life forever, man, why not?
It's like a miracle for these kids, these families, right? You're saying $1 a day, that's real.
But let's talk about the miracle of you guys. What got you to the point to say, I'm all in? Because when you're starting out, you are leaving careers, you're leaving a successful practice, you're leaving what by all accounts is the American dream to go help people around the world. At that point in time, you didn't see there were going to be 300,000 surgeries. You didn't see 60 countries. You just had the memory of Naga City in the Philippines. What got you to the point that you were all in?
I think that you know, we both have energy. We both don't believe things are impossible, and we don't like no's. And so, you know, it was a situation where in your vision you could see it happening. You knew what would motivate people, and why not do something like this that would enhance your life and other people's lives? I think reason leads to conclusion, emotion leads to action. If you can touch people's emotions and you can see a kid before and after in as little as 45 minutes, well, why not do that? And people will help you because they care also.
Yeah.
I think that first trip we came back, it was Christmas, right? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we've got these 5 kids. We did take our oldest daughter, so she experienced this. But I actually thought I had to go out and buy some gifts for our kids, and I couldn't. I got to the store and I sobbed and said, honestly, this country needs to be thankful.
We're out of time. God bless you. We'll see you again.